Boom! Hi everyone, how you doing? So this might be the last video that I make out here in Panama, Central America, Kalu Yala, in the jungle. Oh my goddess, oh my god, oh my sacred union, what an adventure it has been. I can't begin to encapsulate the journey that I've been on. I know you keep asking me, but I mean, I just can't. I mean, I'm going to have to integrate. I'm going to Amsterdam now. Hopefully they're going to let me in, and I'm going to be like this profound philosopher drinking coffee in a bar somewhere, writing up my experience. But all I can tell you has been amazing. But what I want to integrate is and inform you about is that the culmination of this journey, which has been since I got here about 4 months ago, March 20th. So I'll be leaving the 10th of July. Was this 3.5 day journey that I suddenly had to take. So I've been explaining to you that everything that I've been in within this community of Kalu Yala, which became a temporary spiritual magical community, because all of us that chose to stay in Panama, that didn't want to go home, that had been quarantined at Tribal Gathering, the last festival on earth, decided to come and live together in this beautiful eco community. And we temporarily created this extraordinary, unprecedented magical community, which it wasn't even built for, but now I think will always be an important part of Kalu Yala. So that we all became mirrors for each other to reflect, this sort of sense of waking up together. And really, I think all of us went on an intense individual spiritual journey. But for me, it suddenly really brought out my pain body to the point that I literally had to fucking run up the mountain. Well, I go up that mountain every day. It's called Honey Creeper. Because I go up there so often, Jimmy actually, who owns this place and runs this place, is decided to call it Wizard Point, because Mark the Wizard has gone up there more than anyone. So I love that. But so hopefully they do. But I went up there for 3.5 days in the end, which is like obviously which is the Kundalini is wrapped around the base of the spine 3.5 times, which is half of 7, because Ida and Pagala together make the totality of our life force energy, which is reflected in the 7 vibrational energy centers of the chakras, which I've been teaching for these 17 years. And so 3.5 days seemed a good length of time to do it for. So I fasted for 3.5 days. I didn't eat anything. None of my morning coffees that I've been used to having every morning here. Just water up in the mountain. And my pain body was so activated, so triggered, that I had to literally take myself up there a day early and just repattern my neural pathways to completely root out the misidentifications that my ego had put there between me and my primary identification with spirit. And so basically, anyone that knows me know I've had these issues with feeling abandoned at birth. And but then I literally had to go up there and go, like, I was never abandoned. I literally had to repattern this thing, and because I never was. I was now okay. I was left. The baby felt abandoned, but I wasn't abandoned. Like, I was taken care of in the hospital. My mother and father loved me very much. They wanted me. They took great care of me, and the hospital took great care of me. So I had to repattern this feeling in my cellular memory that I was abandoned, and from there, the sense of shame, I had to completely blow that away energetically. There was no need for me to feel ashamed, because I wasn't abandoned. I hadn't been left, to die, which is probably the feeling as a young baby, that you're being left to die, like they used to leave babies in the old days. I wasn't being left there because there was something wrong with me, that I'd done something wrong, or that I am wrong. So I had to reprint all of these things by using conscious dialogue, reaffirming to myself, exclaiming to myself that I was never abandoned, that there's nothing wrong with me, that I am, loved by my parents, I'm loved by my inner divine parents. This is what we call self-parenting. I'm always eternally loved by the divine father and mother inside of me, and and I am always supported and guided by the universe as well. So I had to reprint myself with all of these patternings, singing, conscious dialogue, mantras, meditation, everything to imprint this on my new cellular memory. So when I came down the mountain, I was free of the past and eternally present within the deep connection that I now have to inner peace. And that's amazing. I mean, I thought I was on a high level before, and then it sort of, culminated to a real sense of wow, I can really as I've explained to you, go out there and feel empowered to create my vision. But then suddenly the sense of urgency came over me where I actually hadn't really rooted out that primary misidentification. So I ran out there, reprinted, and that's amazing. So I do recommend that everybody must go and find a way to really root out this misidentifications, the attachments they have that the ego's built upon the past. And I can't think of a better way than taking yourself out into nature 3.5 days and just use the light of awareness, the vigil of the light of awareness, which is vigilance, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day, all day, for 3 days at least, until you wake up and you're actually clear energetically from this pain. And then you have to know to be mindful to not recreate more pain and not to so as soon as you find yourself like the ego being triggered again, immediately forgive yourself, immediately come into a place of compassion, understand that's just ego and just let it go. And that way we don't like spiral into, oh my god, I thought I was more spiritually involved than this, I can't believe after 17 years of being a spiritual teacher I'm, you know, like being so unconscious. And that's how you end up being unconscious. Just forgive yourself instantly. We've all got an ego, we've all got a shadow, we've all got a pain body. It's part of the human story, it's part of the human condition, it's collective. Even if we just have like no issues, we're going to absorb a lot of this collective stuff just by being human and being plugged into the universal energy matrix of the human unconsciousness, you know. So it's, you know, be expected for stuff to come up, expect to be challenged, expect to face adversity. We are living at the time that I make this video in an unprecedented time of uncertainty as we face unprecedented adversity. That is always going to happen. It's not about wanting to avoid challenges, it's how we meet and face challenges head on, fearless, fierce warriors of the light. Keep shining away fear, shining away doubt, shining away confusion, and become a clear vision, a clear visionary. And that's how we reclaim our sovereignty. Nobody can tell us what to do. We are sovereign, we are divine. And honestly, like, I've never felt so empowered. Now I've undergone this deep inner personal healing. Now I know that I can really actually get out there and get on with my mission and recreate my magical community in Wales, man. That's where it's got to be, because that's the ancient place in the United Kingdom. That is. That's where we still have the connection to magic and mystery and the old ways and the old language. It's still effervescently present in the energy of the land. I feel it. I know you feel it too. It's in the mountains, it's in the rivers, it's in the lakes, it's in the trees, it's in the sheep, it's in the dragons of the land, waiting to be woken up, the dragons of the land. And King Arthur himself as a personification of the dragon energy. King Arthur what? Pendragon, head of the dragon, that's right. It's all in my shamanic dragon yoga course. Yeah, I've been out here just getting more and more empowered to bring the magic back. I'm a wizard, for God's sake. What else am I going to do? Yes, I know I'm a Kundalini yogi, but I'm only ever a Kundalini yogi to give myself the connection to the energy and realize myself as my true destiny as a dragon wizard, which is the same as Kundalini yogi. Dragon, Kundalini, serpentine, yogi, Western version of a wizard, i.e. using the alchemical process to actually move through the 7 cycles of profound transmutation and transformation. That's high magic, and that is, I would say, potentially even more advanced than a lot of the wisdom that we've been learning from the East. So yeah, there's a lot to do, but you know, this is in a nutshell what it came down to. Was like it took a long time for me to explain the last 4 or 5 months, but that last 3 days is very simple. Reprinting, repatterning the neural pathways, how that is reflected in the imprints within my cellular memory, within the unconscious mind, and the way that we embody that within the body, right? The unconscious mind is the body. That's the profound truth that we are all learning, those of us that are awakening and following these pioneering people like Bruce Lipton, the biology of belief. And so, my friends out there on the lands of wherever this video is going, Facebook and YouTube, yes, we have an opportunity to wake up, and it can be that simple. Find out what your misidentifications are. They're going to be obvious, because every time you're triggered, you just have to take the time and space to reflect upon what that is bringing up from your past, and then simply call it out as false and then realize what the true repatterning needs to be, and repeat it in your head as a mantra, as a song, as a meditation, as an exclamation, for hours and hours and hours, all day long, every day for 3 days, until you've actually completely programmed your mind, and you are free of the past in your body, and the past is no longer then alive in you. And what are you? Present. What is presence? Divine source, loving light awareness, emanating, co-creating this beautiful manifestation that we call the form of the human experience, having this spiritual experience. Oh my God, oh my goddess, we're back here, we're out here in the jungles of Panama, in this inner sacred union, being reflected out to you as my mirror and video, and friends and family. Thanks for watching. I hope it makes sense. Out of nonsense into innocence. That's what it's all about. Anyway, next time I see you, maybe I'll be in Old Blighty. I'm going to go to the dam first and integrate, as long if they let me in. And then I'll be making my way back to Bristol and finding my way into the Welsh mountains, looking for some land to purchase at one point. But there's no rush, there's no hurry. I've got to tune into the land and let the land find me, and realise why I'm channeling this vision for myself. So, yeah.